The soft morning sunlight streamed through the curtains, but for Aryan, the day felt as dark as his thoughts. He sat at his small wooden desk, staring at a rejection email on his laptop screen. His heart sank deeper with every word. "We regret to inform you that we have decided to move forward with another candidate." It was the 5th rejection this month. Aryan leaned back in his chair, rubbing his temples. He had always dreamed of becoming a software engineer, but reality was far from his expectations. After graduating from college, he had applied to countless jobs, attended interviews, and worked on improving his skills, but nothing seemed to work. He glanced at the stack of unpaid bills on his desk. His parents, who had sacrificed so much for his education, never pressured him, but he could see the worry in their eyes. Every time his father asked, "Any good news, beta?" he forced a smile and said, "Still waiting, Papa." But deep inside he felt like a failure. His best friend Rohan had landed a high-paying job right after college. Every time they met, Rohan would talk about his projects, promotions, and company perks. Aryan was happy for him, but each conversation felt like a reminder of his own shortcomings. "Maybe I'm just not good enough," Aryan muttered to himself. He had done everything right, studied hard, completed projects, and even taken extra courses online. Yet success remained out of reach. One evening, as he scrolled through job postings, he overheard his parents whispering in the kitchen. "I'm worried about him," his mother said softly. "He's been trying so hard, but nothing is working." "We have to support him," his father replied. "But I just wish I could do more." Aryan clenched his fists. He couldn't bear the thought of disappointing them. Determined to prove himself, Aryan decided to start freelancing. He created profiles on various platforms, applied for small projects, and even offered to work for free just to gain experience. Days turned into weeks, but no one responded. One night, as he refreshed his email inbox for the 100th time, frustration took over. He slammed his laptop shut and buried his face in his hands. "What's the point of trying if I'm just going to fail?" he whispered. At that moment, he received a message from Rohan. "Hey bro, I heard about a software development competition. It's tough, but the winner gets a job offer from a top company. You should give it a shot." Aryan hesitated. A competition against thousands of skilled developers. He was already failing in job applications. What chance did he have in a contest? Still, a small voice inside him whispered, "What do you have to lose?" Taking a deep breath, he replied, "Send me the details." The competition was a month away. The challenge was to develop a unique software solution that could solve a real-world problem. Aryan brainstormed ideas but struggled to come up with something innovative. His self-doubt kept creeping in, whispering that he wasn't good enough. Then, one evening, as he helped his mother order medicines online for his grandmother, an idea struck him. What if I create an app that makes it easier for elderly people to order medicine, track their prescriptions, and get reminders? Excited, he sketched out his plan. It wasn't just about winning a competition, it was about solving a real problem. For the first time in months, he felt a spark of hope. Little did he know, the road ahead would test him more than ever. Aryan's heart pounded as he stared at the blank screen. The competition was just 4 weeks away, and he had never built a complete app on his own before. Doubt gnawed at him. Can I really do this? Shaking off the fear, he opened his laptop and began typing. For the first few days, Aryan worked tirelessly researching, coding, and testing different features. His app, Medicare, aimed to help elderly people order medicines, track prescriptions, and receive reminders. But soon problems started piling up. The app crashed repeatedly. Some features didn't work as expected. The design looked too complicated. Frustrated, Aryan ran his fingers through his hair. "This is impossible," he muttered. Late one night, as he struggled with a coding error, Rohan called. "How's it going?" Aryan sighed. "Terribly. The app is a mess." Rohan chuckled. "Good. That means you're actually working on something difficult." Aryan frowned. "How is that a good thing?" "Because if it were easy, everyone would do it." Keep pushing. Something about Rohan's words hit him. He had spent too much time fearing failure instead of learning from it. Taking a deep breath, he decided to approach his mistakes differently. Instead of getting frustrated, he would treat each problem as a challenge to solve. Slowly, things started improving. To focus on the competition, Aryan cut out distractions. He stopped watching TV, reduced time on social media, and even skipped outings with friends. But the sacrifices weren't easy. His mother noticed his exhaustion. "You need rest, Beta," she said, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Ulma, just a little more work." One night, after hours of debugging, Aryan finally fixed a major issue. But just as he was about to celebrate, his laptop froze, and then shut down completely. No. He tried restarting it, but nothing worked. His entire project was on that laptop. His chest tightened. Weeks of effort gone. Defeated, he slumped onto his bed, staring at the ceiling. The next morning, his father walked into his room. "I heard what happened." Aryan sat up, ashamed. "I should have backed up my work." His father nodded. "Mistakes happen. The question is, will you give up or start again?" Tears welled in Aryan's eyes. "I don't know if I can do this." His father placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "When I started my business, I failed many times. But each failure taught me something. Don't let one setback define you." Something clicked in Aryan's mind. Failure wasn't the end. It was a lesson. Determined, he borrowed Rohan's spare laptop and started rebuilding his app from memory. It was exhausting, but this time he worked smarter. He backed up files, simplified the design, and sought help from online coding forums. 3 days before the deadline, Medicare was complete. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. On the day of the competition, Aryan's nerves were on edge. He had to present his app in front of a panel of industry experts. As he stepped onto the stage, his hands trembled. But then he thought of his struggles, the rejections, the failures, the sleepless nights. He had come too far to back down now. Taking a deep breath, he began his presentation. The room was silent as he spoke, explaining how Medicare could help elderly people manage their medicines with ease. He demonstrated its features, shared real-life examples, and even answered tough questions from the judges. By the time he finished, his heart pounded in his chest. Would his efforts be enough? As he stepped off the stage, he knew one thing: win or lose, he had already proven something to himself. Aryan sat in the audience, his fingers tightly clasped together as the judges deliberated. The competition had been tougher than he expected. Some contestants had showcased high-tech AI projects, while others had developed groundbreaking business solutions. Was my app good enough? He exhaled slowly, reminding himself of his journey. He had already won in his own way, by pushing through failures and proving to himself that he could build something valuable. The head judge stepped up to the microphone. "After careful consideration, we are excited to announce the winner of this year's competition." Aryan's heartbeat roared in his ears. The winning project is Medicare by Aryan Varma. For a moment Aryan froze. Had he heard that right? Rohan nudged him. "Dude, get up. You won." Tears filled Aryan's eyes as he stumbled toward the stage. The judges shook his hand, praising his idea's impact. "This app has the potential to help millions," one judge said. "We believe in you, Aryan." As he held the trophy in his hands, emotions overwhelmed him. Every sleepless night, every failure, every moment of doubt had led to this. Winning the competition wasn't just about the trophy. It came with an internship at a leading tech company, a chance to finally start his career. When Aryan told his parents the news, his mother's eyes welled up with tears. His father patted his back. "I always knew you'd make us proud." The next few months were a whirlwind. At his internship, Aryan worked alongside industry experts, learning more than he ever had in college. Soon he got an offer for a full-time job. But he didn't stop there. With the help of investors, he launched Medicare as a real product, making healthcare more accessible for elderly people. Looking back, one evening, as Arian stood on his apartment balcony, watching the city lights, he thought about how close he had been to giving up. He smiled. Failure was never the end. It was the path to success. Moral of the story: success doesn't come to those who never fail. It comes to those who refuse to give up. Every setback is a lesson, every struggle is a step forward, and every failure is a chance to rise again.